but for many, that is certainly the story. I wonder how long it took you to settle in, maybe here in Alice, to make friends, establish yourself in your local community. Well, for my next guest, the answer is not long at all, and I think that also will ring true for lots of you as well. Since arriving in Alice Springs midway through last year, Jess Wright has scored a dream job as the performance arts teacher at a local school. She's made a large group of wonderful friends and established herself as part of the local music scene, performing solo gigs, duets, jamming around town. She'll also feature in the Desert Song Festival later this year. She's also working on a song about Alice Springs, which I think is what pricked up our ears here at the ABC. Jess, lovely to see you in the studio.
Thanks so much for having me, Alex.
No worries. And of course, you and I we initially met late last year, I think it was, at what was it? It was a Fierce Girls quiz night.
At the old prison.
At the old prison where you performed, and I think you hadn't been in town too long.
Yeah, so I moved to Alice Springs in June last year, just booked a one-way ticket. I'd visited here before, actually, so I was here for 3 weeks 2 years ago working for a linguist, and I just fell in love with the place, I took my fiddle to the pub on the first Friday that I was here and got immersed in the music scene straight away, so I think that hooked me from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you've lived here for a bit, you can become a bit biased and just think this town's wonderful. It's got really special things going on about it. But that certainly was the case for you in that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And as soon as I left, I actually wrote this song about Alice Springs and couldn't stop talking about Alice. People were probably sick of me talking about it back in New South Wales, and I was like...
They were like, just move there already.
Yeah. And I got another job in Tamworth, but ended up just coming back to Alice not too long after, so...
Yeah, oh, fantastic. So you're not going to perform the Alice Springs song this afternoon. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that because you're actually recording it, is that right?
I have recorded it. So I recorded it not too long after arriving in Alice last year. One of the fantastic sound guys, Rob Ward, I connected with him 2 years ago, and he just ran into me on the street and he was like, "Hey, I've actually been thinking, do you want to come and record?" And I was like, all right. So I've chucked heaps of strings on there, and I play the violin as well, so that's... It was nice to be able to do that.
All right. Well, can we maybe play that tomorrow on the program?
Sure.
All right. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, we will play Jess's new song about Alice very soon, in the next day or so, hopefully.
Yeah, I can send that through.
And I guess what were the things that inspired you when you wrote the song about Alice Springs?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I've had so many conversations about people here in Alice about their first reactions to the town, the landscape, and the very first line is... "Flew in across red desert plains, landscape so foreign in its ways." And the lady who I was working for just messaged me and said, "Look for the Land Cruiser with the racks on its roof." And so that's now a line in my song. So just little things that I noticed, and especially the friends that I made so quickly, as you mentioned before. It's just been such a welcoming community, and to be able to be very regularly involved in the music scene has just been a dream.
And to also be able to share all your musical skills and your teaching at a local school?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this school I'm working at Olsh, and they just welcomed me with open arms and supported me right from the beginning. And the kids have been amazing. So I started a choir there in term 4 and managed to get all of the kids singing within 3 weeks. And from my experience, there's a lot of stigma around singing and young kids comparing themselves to older people and their, famous people and their voices. And I think they get a bit frail about the whole notion of singing in front of their peers. So it's been really awesome to see those kids kind of lose that and build their confidence.
So it seems the loss to New South Wales is the Northern Territory's gain from you being here, but you've actually recently been, I think, awarded for your work in New South Wales in the Australia Day Awards?
Yes, so this was an award that I was nominated by one of my lecturers from the Conservatorium of Music. So I studied music education there from 2015 to 2018. And she's sort of been following my journey, I guess, from when I started there and saw that I'd come out to Alice. So she nominated me for this award, which I was selected for. And on the 23rd of January, I flew from Country Music Festival in Tamworth to Sydney and, received this award with 15 other amazing young women who are doing some fantastic things in their field. And it was really special at the end because I actually was given the opportunity to give the vote of thanks and sang one of my tunes, which was quite special.
And now we get to hear one this afternoon on the radio. This is Jess Wright performing. This is a song that you actually wrote about Armidale, is that right?
It is, my hometown Armidale, so born and bred there, and it was actually a song that I played at this ceremony. So yeah, I wrote it. It was the first song that I wrote, and I was homesick in Sydney, so I was sort of reminiscing on the little things that I missed about Armidale, and a song came out of it. So
sounds great. Let's hear it. This is Jess Wright on ABC Alice Springs.
Mist rising up above the plains, clouds gather, bringing the rains. Tiny droplets flicker on the grass. No one knows how long the spider's webs will last. I remember fresh mornings, my brothers, me, us three, flying down the hill, seems distant in the past. This place I call home, where the gum leaves always blow. Open skies offer their trust. Dirt roads kick up the dust. Driving home on a Sunday afternoon, with the roofs parked up to say hello to you. Gorges that stretch beyond my sight, the rivers that run high or dry. In amongst the clouds, the wet-tailed eagles gaze, mixing memories in an ancient haze. As a child, I would sit on Dad's back, wrapped in his hiking pack, sheltered from the cold, seems just the other day. This place I call home, where the gum leaves always blow. Open skies offer their trust. Dirt roads kick up the dust. Driving home on a Sunday afternoon, with the roofs parked up to say hello to you. Returning there so easy, know that place like the back of my hand. Familiar smells and faces in the northern tablelands, 'cause the city never rests, always one thing to the next. Oh, I long to return to that place that I love best. This place I call home, where the gum leaves always blow. Open skies offer their trust. Dirt roads kick up the dust. Driving home, packed up early, long trip ahead. Now not long till I return to that place that I love best.
Oh, fabulous. I wish we had a whole crowd in here to give you a huge cheer. But I know if you're listening at home, you would have really enjoyed that as well. Just gorgeous. Jess Wright, who has not that long ago made Alice Springs her home. That's a song about Armidale, her hometown. But we're going to hear really soon, aren't we, your song about Alice Springs. So I really look forward to that. Any upcoming gigs we can plug?
So this weekend there's actually a bushfire relief concert for Kangaroo Island, and it's at the Water Tank Cafe. this Saturday from 5 till 9 p.m. So I'm going to be playing just for half an hour. The water tank really took me under their wings last year, and I did gigs there every week. So I'm going to play for half an hour from 5:30 till 6. And there's lots of other fantastic musicians who are going to be playing there as well. So I'm really looking forward to that evening.
Brilliant. Jess Ryan, thanks so much for coming in this afternoon.
Thanks, Alex.